Hey traders from around the world, this is Jeremy Alexander Newsom with Real Life Trading. Hope you're doing absolutely spectacular. It's 11:03 and what a day for Finance Friday. Man, it is so interesting. So yesterday, and I kept talking about this, I mentioned this a few times. I didn't think it was going to happen today by any means, but mentioned on Wednesday and also yesterday in the trading floor that I just still would be surprised if we rolled over. I didn't think we were going to get a gap down like we did today, but as far as the rollover and everything is concerned, fascinating, I guess, is all I really have to say. So in regards to this particular trade and what I expect, I do expect us to make it back down to these levels of the 176, maybe even a hair lower. I would be shocked and surprised if we made it back down to the 173, 172 price range on the DIA. But if that does happen, I'll be a buyer down there. I'll probably be a buyer in both locations on the overall market because, again, it looks like a nice little consolidation phase. If you go into a weekly pattern on the DIA, it doesn't look massively bearish. It looks like that there's something like this going on, and maybe could this become a form of giant head and shoulders pattern? It could, but again, at the same location, I have no problem buying the quote-unquote right shoulder, riding up a little bit, exiting, and if it does roll over, great, and if not, which it probably won't, we'll just bounce and continue higher and do our thing. But overall, it still looks bullish to me long term. I do like the little rollover here. I never had a bullish confirmation as far as the breakout on the SPY or the DIA or anything, and so just kind of still waiting around. Interesting gaps, a lot of good bearish gaps today, guys, a lot of them, and I'll look at them just in just a second. So there's the SPY. Again, I'm not massively terrified of it making its way down to 205, 204. It's entirely plausible, form some type of pattern that looks a little bit like this potentially, and just begin to form that consolidation pattern, and if it breaks out, great, and if not, we'll see what happens from there. So here's the IWM. Definitely trapping some people, right? Gap down, nice little doji today, gapping down, trapping people, and it'll probably come down to the 50 and maybe even as far away as all the way back to retest this breakout level. But I'm not massively bearish as of today's candle. I'm slightly bearish for the next week or two. Again, just a small pullback of some kind, and then I'll buy the bounce coming into earnings, and all that is going to be acceptable. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out overall. Let's look at Apple. Apple not doing much today, really. Just kind of trading around. Still sideways, still neutral. The April week, 120 week 4 put sale expiring next Friday should be just fine for the majority of those who are in there. The Iron Condor expired just fine next week. And really, I'm just waiting for earnings to either gap up here or gap below there, if it does gap at all, and just kind of play it out that way. Amazon. Again, nice little cute black candle, but nothing really to massively concern ourselves with. It is a bearish gap, right? It is bearish. Trade up to the resistance. Same people who sold there. Let's call this person Clarence. Clarence sold, made some money, and he's doing it again. So he's trying to sell, bring it back down to this level, and we'll find out what happens over earnings. But I do have a little bit of a bearish hint to most of my analysis for today's trading. So there's Amazon. Obviously Netflix. I sent out an email yesterday, if you didn't get a chance to look at it, regarding this gap, regarding the type of trades to play today on Netflix and really in the future. But here's my exact trading plan in the future for Netflix. I am bullish on it. It is going to go higher. Well, I said that yesterday, so it's already did that today, which I guess thumbs up. But it's going to be very, very similar to the Google gap back on October 2013. So I'm expecting something like this a month later, and then Netflix in the 600s, 700s by the end of 2015 would not shock or surprise me. This is a very, very bullish gap. I'm going to have a bullish perspective on it for a while, and I'm just going to stick to that. So that's Netflix. Interesting to see what happens. Facebook. Interesting gap on Facebook, a little bit of a retest gap today, making its way down to about 80, 74, but again, earnings are right around the corner, and looking to see if Facebook will gap up above 84 or something on earnings, and kind of just seeing what it does from there. One other interesting gap, well, a few others. Let's look at MTW. MTW was just almost too easy just a few minutes ago. It was a nice retest gap. Here's the 5-minute, and there's the retest, as you can see. Beautiful just trade. Came back up into here. Bearish entry, stop, and target 1 is about a 1 to 1.5. Didn't quite. The low of the day was 2057. I'm sorry. The low of this candle was 2020. $20.20, and the low of this candle is 20.21. So if you did have that 1 cent difference or 1 cent limit, you might have picked off the rest of your position down at the bottom on MTW, but it looked really, really pretty. Dan Walsh, good for you. Dan said he took it at the high, almost right at it opened as it rolled over on MTW. Another good trade to keep an eye on for the rest of the day even is NOW. And NOW is just a great play on the 1 minute as well. Just a phenomenal gap. Cleared this support and this support. Really just a gorgeous, gorgeous location. There is a little bit of support at 72.50, which also was taken out, but here it is on the 5, and NOW is the gap to watch. I mean, this was just a really, really good opportunity. Especially if you play it in the 1 minute charts. The 1 minute charts, it traded down. Here's the retest number 1. Here's retest number 2. And at this moment, we're at the low of the day. So expect some sideways trading, and then hopefully maybe it rolls over a little bit farther on NOW, and we'll see what that does. American Express, keep my eye on American Express. I am in bearish right now, and my target's kind of the low of the day. So this candle is exciting me right now. Just probably made $100 as you're watching it. So nice little pennant pattern, good volume coming in, and I'm bearish on it. Low of the day is kind of my target, and we'll see how that plays out. Actually, since we're here, let's just pull this up. Yeah, it's doing good. So I'm in short, and good candle. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So there's a little bit of a support right here at 76.87. We could do something of this nature, approximately like that. But what I'm really waiting for in American Express is the 15-minute chart to come in. Here's the 15-minute, and I'm waiting for this 10 exponential to come in, press this down a little bit farther and let something else happen a little bit to push it down towards the low of the day overall. So excited to see it play out. Anyway, boys and girls, traders from around the world, today is a great day. Yesterday was a great day. There's a lot of good gaps. It's earnings season, and I am super excited about it. I hope you're doing well. Mitigate risk, trade your plan, and of course, be a real life trader. Thanks so much for watching the Real Life Trading and Stock Review. I will see you guys later, and until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it.